Hello everyone, this is a short video about coral bleaching and coral diseases. This is in partial fulfillment for the requirements of ENS 201, Ecosystem Structure and Dynamics. My name is Brando Cabigas Razon. I am a student of the School of Environmental Science and Management, University of the Philippines, Los Baños. Don't you know that one of the most beautiful places on Earth is the coral reef ecosystems? Yes, it's the most diverse of all marine ecosystems. Because of this, they are called the rainforest of the sea. Why are coral reefs important? It is a source of food. Reef fishes and other organisms are significant sources of protein for up to 1 billion people, especially those who live near reefs. Some commercial fishing enterprises also depend on coral reefs and the fish they produce. The coral reef structure provides protection buffers of shoreline against waves, storms, and floods, helping to prevent loss of life, property damage, and erosion. Coral reefs provide shelter for a wide variety of marine life. About 25% of marine fishes depends on coral reefs. Coral reefs are essential spawning, nursery, breeding, and feeding site, thus a haven for marine organisms and most of the economically important fish species. Coral reefs provide jobs and income to local economies. Healthy coral reefs support commercial and subsistence fisheries as well as jobs and businesses through tourism and recreation. Reefs are also sources of new medicines. But corals are threatened by natural and anthropogenic activities that resulted to coral bleaching and coral diseases. Coral bleaching happens when coral lose their vibrant colors and turn white. Corals are bright and colorful because of microscopic algae Symbiodinium, also called zooxanthellae. Coral reef is composed of calcium carbonate or limestone. This is absorbed from the water by colonies of coral polyps and coralline algae. Most underlying foundation of the reef is dead, made up of layer upon layer of coral skeletons. The living reef is built over the top of this by tiny coral polyps, adding new limestone to the massive base structure. The polyps make skeletons or corallites of calcium carbonate around themselves. The beautiful color of corals come from the colorful tentacles of the coral polyps and the zooxanthellae algae that live in the tissues of many species. The zooxanthellae are taken in like food and enter the space inside the coral and are taken by the cells through phagocytosis. However, they are not digested. Instead, they live inside the cell. These zooxanthellae use sunlight for photosynthesis, giving off sugar and oxygen for the cellular respiration of the coral cells. The coral cells produce carbon dioxide and water and other nutrients that are used by the symbionts. So, they have symbiotic relationship. 90% of the energy for the coral are provided by the symbionts. Increasing temperature of the planet also increases the sea temperature, increasing the level of carbon dioxide. The scientists believe that this is damaging the photosystem of the symbiotic algae, affecting photosynthesis, making them functionally dead, and the symbiotic relationship are gone. What the coral do is to expel the algae out. As a result, we can see the actual color of the coral, which is white. The coral is still metabolically alive. However, since 90% of the energy for the coral comes from the symbionts, they cannot do well over a long period. If the temperature continues to increase, the coral dies. Coral bleaching severely weakens corals in addition to other factors such as pollution that make them susceptible to diseases caused by coral pathogens, which includes bacteria, fungi, and protozoa. Many of the diseases that affect corals are known by their most obvious symptoms, such as black band disease, white pox or white band disease, and yellow band disease. Coral disease is often visible as a change in tissue color or skeletal structure and may be accompanied by tissue loss, indicating coral death. I hope you learned from this video. Let us help conserve our coral reef ecosystems for our future generations. Special thanks to my classmates in ENS 201 and to our Professor Dr. Mark Dondia Arboleda of SESAM UPLB. Thank you very much. Daghang salamat.